Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. Just want to say a big thank you to everybody for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Keep your comments nice comments if you're going to put them. If you want to put vile ones, they'll get held for review. All right, there you go. Right. Is Eddie and Frank doing too many interviews, Porky? As I'm confused about everything both men are saying at the moment. Now their jobs are promoters, aren't they? Their job is to promote events, but most of the time they're usually concentrating on getting digs in at each other. Now, when you've got men doing about 120 hours a month, one person doing interviews, and other person probably doing about 50 or 60 hours a month, that's actually in the front of the camera. That's, you're getting on for 180 hours worth of content a month of two men that are just talking utter waffle. Eddie's trying to out-drown other one, but he's doing more than ever now, isn't he, Bricktop? But there's a lot of people around Bricktop who are having to get their message across, aren't they? They've got that Dev Sandwich. He's getting his point across every 2 minutes now. And the Beast of Brentwood, Andy Ayling, he's piping up. The Housewife's favourite, Francis, is piping up. And all the rest of them, they've all seemed to have woke up now, aren't they? 10 years too late. But too much content out there. We don't know who to believe. Who do you believe? Do you believe Eddie Hills, the 6-0 Iceman from Billericay, 4 by way of, never had a fight in his life, no footage whatsoever of it? Or do we believe Bricktop, who's running around saying he's never not paid anybody in boxing ever in his life? Pair of them can't lie straight in bed. Pair of them. They'd never pass a lie detector if they lived in America, would they? Pair of them. So that's how I look at it. So I don't know who to believe half at time, but this is what bothers me. They keep going on about this Fury one, don't they? With Usyk. Now, if you put Usyk in a room with them lot, Eddie, Frank, and Usyk, you put them in a room, who would you believe? And Tyson Fury and John and Usyk's manager. I know who I'd believe out them lot. It is what it is, isn't it? So, yeah, it is confusing. Right, Ergovic says he's not stepping aside. What do you reckon, Porky? If the right money's made available, and we're probably going to be talking probably £1.5 million or something. Eddie and Calla and Ergovic, for $500,000 each, they'll step aside, I can assure you. Ebony Bridges says she's a good asset to Conor McGregor's brand. Why would you say that? You're a boxer, aren't you? Why would you come out with something like that, brassing yourself up? It's whole behaviour, isn't it? So, I'm not really interested. And do you know what? I don't want any more questions on Ebony Bridges on these Ask Porkies, okay? Because all it is Ebony Bridges, Ebony Bridges, Ebony Bridges, and Bomac. Can you spread it out a little bit? Right. Is Beefy Smith a sore loser, Porky? I think he's more embarrassed than anything after shooting his mouth off. He looked quite humble and a bit embarrassed, but if he fights Eubank again, it'll just be to get a few quid out of the job, won't it? He'll just turn up for money. So that's why I don't think they'll have that third one. But is he a sore loser? Yeah, I'd say he is. After shooting his mouth off, I'd say he's a sore loser, but it's his own fault, isn't it? If you're having to take 3 stone off in camp, that's your own fault. Is Bomac now flavour of the month, Porky? Well, he isn't anymore because he's in clink, isn't he, till October 9th. But my own personal opinion is that he's going to have to go to trial on that and they'll make an example of him. Otherwise, what sort of precedence is it going to set for anybody coming in from other countries? They're going to say, well, we came in from another country with it. Plus, they're going to be embarrassed, aren't they, at Manchester Airport for not picking up on it when he came into England with it in first place, aren't they? And it is a bit slack there, isn't it? Let's have it right. Nobody knows what they're doing there, do they? Come on, let's have it right. Nobody knows what they're doing there. Or in any airport in UK, they're all useless. Is Bomac now the flavour of the month, Porky? Two questions from two different people and more or less same question. People keep going on about this Bomac or Bolo or whatever it is called. Listen, he's one man. If he's explaining it and getting his word across to certain boxers better than other trainers, does it mean he's a better trainer than them? Well, I don't know. What does a better trainer look like? Is it a trainer in physical peak condition, or is it somebody that's experienced a lot and can get the point across? Because if it's in peak condition, you're going to say, oh, Shane McGuigan's always in shape, isn't he? But he's inexperienced, isn't he? So I don't know. What works with one trainer for one fighter, it doesn't necessarily work for others, does it? Because if it did, Angelo Dundee would have ended up training Ray Leonard, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? Because they helped Leonard out at one point, but they didn't stay in camp for that long, did they? I think he helped Oscar De La Hoya as well, didn't he? But it didn't mean to say we're Oscar's favourite choice. It's a trainer and a boxer's like a glove. Is it a perfect fit? Yes or no? Sometimes it's a perfect fit. Froch and McCracken went from beginning to end, and Froch paid him 10% all the way through when they were on shit money, and then when they were on millions. So that were a perfect fit for Carl and Rob, wasn't it? But it's not like that for everybody, is it? Usually what happens when a fighter gets beat, they're angry, they're upset, then they look for somebody to blame. And it's usually a trainer that cops it. But I don't know if Bomac's this flavour of the month. Go to Bomac! He's the best! The Dark Lord! Well, we're going to see, aren't we? But for years I've heard it. But go to Adam Boo! Wasn't it? Then Ben Davidson. Now it's Bomac, innit? And Pat Barrett. Go to Pat Barrett! Well, at least Pat will get you punching properly, won't he? So, can Fury and Usyk ever be beat? Can Fury and Usyk ever be beat? I don't think Usyk were beatable at cruiserweight. No. I think Usyk's beatable at heavyweight. It just takes somebody like Fury to beat him, somebody bigger with a lot of skills, won't it? Because if you're going to try and outbox Usyk for a points win, I think it's going to be hard, isn't it? Unless you can put him down a couple of times on the way. And I think that's an hard fight for Tyson Fury. I'm not saying Tyson isn't the bigger, stronger man, but the skill set's the same. And I don't know. Maybe Tyson's seen what Usyk done to Joe Joyce and Joshua and Derek Chisora. Maybe it puts Tyson off fighting him. Maybe Tyson might think, do you know what? I'm a favourite, but it's a 60-40 fight in my favour. And that's probably the closest fight that Tyson will have had in years to being a 50-50. Maybe it might even be a 55-45 in Tyson's favour. Maybe that's no good to Tyson Fury. Maybe he wants to earn millions and millions for having a fight, whereas it's 95% win chance and 5% lose chance, like the Ngannou and Dylan White and Chisora fights. Maybe that's what Tyson wants. Maybe he's got it in his head. He's just going to earn millions for just brassing his name out. But every now and then he might have to have a mandatory with his WBC belt that he's holding hostage like a big shithouse that he is. I don't know. But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. It's becoming a bit of a joke now. So, but can they ever be beat at heavyweight? Yeah, they can at heavyweight, but I don't think Usyk could have been beat at cruiser. I think Fury's only one to beat him, maybe, and probably Wilder and Joshua, if they catch him. Although Joshua's fought him twice and hadn't caught him, but they're the only really ones that can beat Usyk, in my opinion. And old age. And I think the same with Tyson, really. I think Usyk's probably the only one to beat Tyson and maybe Wilder. I don't think Joshua can ever have a chance of beating Fury, though. But I think Wilder could if they kept fighting each other. I think sooner or later you're going to drop him in and he'll stay down. I think Usyk could outbox him, but heavyweight division's pish. People keep saying it's booming, but what fights are happening? Zhang and Joyce, eh? It's that bad where people have got begging bowl out to see Daniel Dubois get in with Usyk again, even though he got flogged and lost every round and mentally quit and had a breakdown in ring. But second time in his career, but they want to put him in with him again. His advisors, yeah, like they've got Daniel Dubois' best interests at heart. Get him back, go back through British level if you can. But no, they'll want to have another go at that. Then they'll go back to the beginning. You just need that other payday, don't you? Put that bit more damage on the kid before you go back to British level. That's the problem, isn't it, with boxing? That's the problem. There's too many people putting the snouts in and not letting the kid develop. He's nowhere near developed enough to be in ring with Alexander Usyk, Daniel Dubois. Nowhere near developed enough to mix it at that level. And you've just seen what happened. So why would you possibly want to put him in a ring with somebody like that again? It's because they can get a payday out of it. But I think what'll happen is they'll not get it as a no contest and they'll not get a rematch. I think what they'll do is they'll say, look, you can fight somebody, and if you win it, you'll get to be mandatory. So for winner of Char and Miller, that's all he'll get. He'll be able to get, if he wins another fight, he'll probably end up fighting for WBA belt regular next year and have to go back again. And that's about right, really, for what happened. And I tell you what, if they got that, they'd be over the moon with that. Because if not, you've got to get in with Wardley or David Adelaide. Do you know what I mean? Or go dig Dave Allen up and pay him some decent money. Bricktop to fight Daniel Dubois, but Dave could turn up in shape and flop him. So it is what it is, isn't it? So, okie dokie. So peace out, keep on trucking, keep sporting boxing, don't have nightmares. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment and looking at my ugly mug when I used to be a chubby chaser, a chubby whatever they call it. Peace out. A chubby lad. With my porky, let's have a look. My porky top on. Pop, pop, bang.